Hey everybody, it's Jochen Hayden, and I'm back with the Desert Wolf versus Wirraway Ace War in the Pacific campaign. This is scenario 1 with stacking limits, and today is the 28th of November, 1942. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're back at it. Wait, it's not December, it's November 28th. Desert Wolf and Wirraway. I wonder what's going to happen now. Let's see. Okay, we got the usual Coast Watchers. It's nighttime here in the Solomon's area. Tagula. What's that Tagula anyway? I've never heard of that place. Naval movement phase. Okay, more merging of task forces. Look at that. Those are those guys off of Sydney. Now closer to Brisbane. Let's see if we get any naval combat here. Should be coming up. After naval movement. So far, the nighttime naval movement didn't have anything. Let's see if we get anything daytime. Coast Watchers reporting more ships. Naval movement. Let's see. Well, seems quiet. Just some task forces meeting up. All right. Do you see these blue reports over here? They're not reliable. I'm gonna watch these very carefully now. Oh man, those Japanese subs getting tore up again. Man, get those out of there. Check this out. A lot of ships being sighted in the Dutch cities all of a sudden. I wonder why. Oh man, we're gonna have so much to look at here. Jeez. All this intel that we did not have before. Spotted enemy carriers. Guys, we've spotted enemy carriers. Okay, here we go. It looks like DesertWolf is letting up on this bombing campaign south of Prome. We're gonna have to sit through a lot of this stuff. There's gonna be a lot of sweeps. We're gonna get through it pretty quick here. Does not look like the Japanese are gonna take this bait. Sweeping over Nauru, but quite honestly, I don't even know why, because the base is 100% destroyed right now, and he'd have to long range cap in from really far away. There's nothing that could actually fly off of Nauru itself due to the bombing damage. Okay, so we got a little bit of sweep action going in near Kung Chung. I'm sure there's going to be a large bomber force coming in there. And the Sonias, of course. Worthless. What is this? Oh no! What? Shot down by flak? Are you kidding me? That's just bad luck right there. What is going on here? All right. Well, now we know what's going on. Check this out. All right, let's look at this. DesertWolf has moved some Corvettes. These are KVs or Corvettes into Nauru. I'm guessing this was to like a press to test to see kind of what the Japanese have got in the area. And these KVs have basically nothing for anti-aircraft armament. So these guys basically, the guys on this crew pulled out their pocket pistols and shot down a Sally. That's just bad luck. So, but here's what's important. We know he's got Sallies coming out of Kusai, operating at extended range at 1,000 feet bombing. So he's got these guys set up to go at extended range, which basically lobs just a single bomb. Well, if anything, this is really good intel for DesertWolf to know what he's got there. Maybe that's why he even did it. Wow, look at all those. Look at all this. I think today they're going to have a good showing because the weather's a lot better. Watch. Let's watch. Vengeance 1. What? I don't get this. Partial cloud. Really, really pathetic showing here. I don't understand why the bombing is so ineffective here. This terrain is only ×2. Oh, blood destroyed by flak. Nothing to show for it either. And a Mitchell destroyed by flak. So we know that he's got a lot of flak stacked up in this hex. It almost like it seemed like there's diminishing returns here with as low as the casualty rates are with every bombing raid. You have to wonder if any bombs are even getting into the units and disrupting them at all. I wonder if this is even effective. Okay. Vengeance 1. Still not getting much done there. Man, this hex has got these aircraft acting like Sonias. Doing nothing. $63 B-17s. 63. Golly. What a mess. Man, this is going to be mush on the ground. Ready? Let's see how much mush we get. Well, I was expecting more mush, but the weather being overcast probably didn't help. But all these units are getting damaged in there. Look at all of these guys. Basically, every ground unit in there got touched. So, you see how he's not attacking the base? He's attacking the actual units now. Because we know what you saw in the previous video, right? What he's got over here in Tabatoya. My guess is that he's softening this place up for, you know, a little something, something. Right, this one did target the base, just to keep it damaged. These guys are probably going to do the same. Yep. Oh, what? What's going on here? An Oscar destroyed on the ground? Now, is this a previously damaged Oscar, or did he move fighters in here? I don't even know. I'm guessing it's a previously damaged Oscar that can't take off. Remember how he had a lot of cap here a couple weeks ago? The base is so badly damaged that this aircraft is probably stuck on the ground and can't take off. I'm gonna have to talk to DesertWolf as to why the bombing campaign here is so ineffective. You know what would make it better though? A bunch more of those vengeance ones. Bunch of recon right now. Okay, some liberators coming here to do some Sonya type damage, I'm sure. Yep, basically. Officers coming in a little late to the party over here. Man, the air coordination has been really bad this turn. Things are they're coming in at the wrong times. Okay, we're going into the PM phase now. Expect a lot of recon and not a lot of action. Okay. Another one of those blue sighting reports there. Aha! I think he did what I said he was gonna do. Lot of recon. Okay, Sally's coming in for another attempt on this Corvette. And this is a... Oh! Oh! Okay, I get it now. Oh! Oh, shoot! Okay, well. So much for that guy. He's finished. Okay, so this is what's going on here. That Corvette must have come in to escort these guys, which are mine sweepers. Alright? So he's trying to... He sent these guys in to make sure there's no mines in Nauru before the main body shows up. Unfortunately, one took a equivalent of a 500-pound bomb. I think it's probably going to sink. Well, we'll see. I suppose. If you hear something sink, it's probably that's what that is. Okay. Okay, there you go. There's your air phase for today. Okay, we should be transitioning into ground combat now. Let's see what's in the works. A deliberate attack. Oh. Okay. See how this goes. Not too bad. Not too bad. Ooh. Okay, I take that back. Yikes. Ow. I would have expected the Japanese to do better with the salt odds like this, but geez. Now they're on the receiving end of a bad attack. 3-1 casualties for the Japanese. That's no good. Yikes. Okay, a bombardment attack on the impassable hex. Not much to show for that. An allied deliberate attack in Burma again. Oh, I don't know about this one, man. What do you think, guys? Is he gonna do better than last time, or is this gonna be a bloodbath again? All right, let's find out. Here we go. Doesn't look too good. Okay, well, I take it back. Better than last time, but not great. Look at all these vehicles that were lost. That's a big blow. It's a lot of tanks. It's a lot of armored vehicles. A lot of stuff to lose in an attack. But the Japanese definitely lost stuff too. So I would say better than before. Maybe the bombing's starting to have an effect. I don't know. Okay. Better than before. Just a lot of destroyed vehicles. All right. Size 9 airfield, huh? Let's see what the let's see if we get any reinforcements here. Or arrivals. Arrivals, reinforcements, same thing. LST. Oh, check out that LST. VD1. I don't even know what that is. We'll look at it. Yeah, we'll look at a lot of stuff. Okay, we're back. We got some decent ground activity this turn in China and in Burma. And we'll take a look at those on combat report. Before we do, we'll take a look at the intel report that we can see right here. Aircraft losses this turn. 5 for the Allies, 4 for the Japanese. You can see what was lost here. 2 B-17Es go down. A couple Japanese transport planes are lost due to ops, and my guess is that they're moving troops around in the marshals. Of the 5 aircraft that were lost this turn, we had 1 wounded and 2 KIA pilots for that. Army lost points this turn. 20 for the Allies, 8 for the Japanese. No ship sunk. DesertWolf gained 50 political points last turn, so he did not spend anything here. For the turn, the Japanese gained 19 points total to bring their win ratio back up slightly to 1.623. So they're hanging on for dear life right there with that minor victory. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at the old combat reporter. So give me a second to reconfigure my monitor and my windows, and we'll look at some of the big events from the last turn in there. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're back. Here's Combat Reporter, and we're going to go over our Combat Report, the SIGINT, and the Ops Report all in one here. So I'm trying this. This is my second video doing it like this. I hope you enjoy it. I think it's a good presentation, so let's press on with it for now. Okay, so no sea combat this turn, no anything else. So we did have some ground combat. We'll talk about those real quick. The Japanese did attack here just south of Kunchang. Right, and if I go over to the map, I'll put you there so you can see it on this side. Okay, these are even worse losses than the Allies had in Burma a couple days ago. So this is really not so great. Not a good result for the amount of troop quality that's involved here. Right, these are some big heavy hitting units here. Right, these are quality troops, and these are not. Despite it, the Allies put up a very stubborn defense here, and that's going to cost the Japanese a lot. They need to step up their bombing campaign and disrupt these units more, Right, if we take a look at this, these units aren't that bad off, despite that huge combat. They've got a lot of forts. They had supply. And the terrain is fantastic. It's mountain terrain. So they got a lot of stuff going for them despite the inferior numbers. The Japanese are going to have to come up with a better plan to uproot them from here. Okay. Also looking on ground, we had just a bombardment here. Nothing to really speak of. And then over here, the Allies again try at Prome, right? So this time, remember the first time they went about it, the Allies took 3-1 losses. This time they inflicted more on the Japanese and the Japanese stood on them. Despite, now this is kind of an interesting thing here. 48 vehicles destroyed. I'm not quite sure what was going on there. I don't know. Maybe they brought in some super secret anti-tank guns here on the Japanese side. But despite this loss of vehicles, the casualties were flipping in the Allies' favor here. And again, we can take a look at that over here on the map to give you a little better visual. It's this hex right here. That's where they're doing it. Okay. Now, let's talk about some air combat stuff. So, Nauru had a very interesting operation going on. The Japanese actually attacked at Nauru this turn. And honestly, I think that's kind of a bad thing, and here's why. This is letting DesertWolf know what the Japanese have their aircraft set to at Kusai. So he knows there's bombers there, and he knows that they're set to naval attack at 100 feet. Or really low altitude, whatever it was. So now he can plan for that. If he's going to go near Kusai Island, he'll set up his cap accordingly, right? DesertWolf can put aircraft really low if he knows that the Japanese are set to come in really low. So what was happening over here at Nauru was apparently this was a minesweeping operation. Okay, we had some AMs here, and AMs are minesweepers. I thought he was just doing it to test the waters, but apparently he's clearing out the mines at Nauru, or just making sure there's not any there, because we do have an invasion coming in here from what we can see. We'll talk about that in a minute. But, you know, one of these guys did take a 250 kilogram bomb, as you can see, but even that wasn't enough to sink it. This should make it out of there, assuming it doesn't get hit again. We also saw a lot of bombing near Prome, and it was very ineffective again. Well, casualty-wise, it was ineffective. It may have been very disruptive to the Japanese because they took way more losses this turn than they did previously, so maybe they were more disrupted from these bombing raids. Yeah, but a lot of Allied efforts were put into that, so it does appear that DesertWolf is trying to break through here and drive towards Rangoon, and he has to get through this hex, and it's going to be a slog with these stacking limits in place. Alright, let's talk about the SIGINT for this turn. I looked at the radio transmission tab here, nothing really noteworthy. On the located though, we did see this. So again, more proof that a full division is getting into this hex in China, and let's take a look at that over here. It does appear that the Japanese have made it in to this hex right here. We have 3 units, at least one of these probably being a division. Additional units following up behind. The Allies are coming in behind him to block him in, but... And also, if you look here, it looks like DesertWolf, using reserve mode to move his troops, will have another 400 AV in this hex next turn. That'll bring it up to about 15, almost 1600. That should be enough to hold back the Japanese for a while. From what I can see though, the cap trap stuff is done. He's continuing to pull his aircraft further and further away. Alright, that's really all that I saw that was located here as far as troops on the map that I thought was noteworthy. So let's talk about the ops report now. We'll talk about arrivals first. Check this out. I thought this was funny. LST-446 arrives at Portland, right? So I click on it, and combat report thinks it's Portland in Australia, because apparently there's more than one Portland on the map. Unfortunately, this base is not building ships. The Portland they meant was over here. So this is an LST. To my knowledge, there's not very many of these in the Allied inventory yet. Let's take a look. Nope, that's not it. View active ships. So we'll sort it by name. Let's see if I can find it here. LST. This is the very first LST that's on the map, and I can guarantee you by the end of the war, there's going to be dozens or hundreds of these things. I think they have some sort of bonus where they unload faster than other ships. These ones only carry cargo, but if you have tanks on board, they can unload tanks super quick. So these LSTs are very important for amphibious operations later in the war. And this is the very first one on the map right now. Coming here in Portland, Oregon, and you get to see it here. I was just in Portland last month on vacation. All right, back to Combat Reporter. Let's take a look at the Intel tab right here. And this is kind of important. Tulagi expands to airfield size 5, and Tulagi is out here in the Guadalcanal area. It's right here. So at a size 5 airfield, you can operate heavy bombers, any kind of aircraft with no loadout restrictions. All right, let's take a look at the Japanese tab here. And one thing I want to point out to you guys is the Japanese keep taking submarine losses here. Damaged submarines, the submarines are getting spotted, and I was kind of concerned about this being a big deal. And then I was reading a YouTube comment on a video, and someone said, hey, it keeps saying these are SSXs, which are midget subs, I believe, or they're very small subs. They're not like the full-on fleet boats. And he thinks that Wirraway put these subs here on purpose to attract attention and keep the bigger, better subs out in other places. And I didn't think about that till now, but that could be what's going on here. Wirraway may be just putting midget subs or crappy subs here off of Millie just to keep the PBYs busy and attacking these and not spotting other ones. I don't know if that's true or not, but it makes sense to me. I like it. I'm going to go with that. All right, let's look at the repair tab. And one thing that stood out to me on this was that the North Carolina has been repaired at Seattle, and that's right here. And again, it went in for a upgrade, right? AA upgrade. This ship is now ready to go, and we already saw that the Indiana is down at Balboa. So now we have at least 2 American fast battleships on the map, maybe even more. I forget. I forget if Washington and Zodiac and Alabama are around, but definitely North Carolina is back up and running. So let's see if he moves this out next turn. I bet you he will. This is a highly capable battleship. All right. Let's finish up here. Looking at replacements, not much to see there. And the task force tab, we had some mergers again, right? One off of basically south of Brisbane, another one near Brisbane, and something out here adjacent to Tarawa. So we'll take a look at those real quick here. So off of Australia, here we got them. This thing grabbed more ships, and so did this one. We'll come back and look at this in just a minute. And over here near Tarawa, this is the only task force I see. It appears that this one may have taken on more destroyers, is my guess. So these are the escort carriers going into Tarawa. Something merged with it. I'm assuming, again, more destroyers. All right, that's my combat reporter presentation. I think we've covered all the more important stuff there. So what I'm going to do now is shrink this back down into my other screen size, and we'll go through the map real quick and look at important things here. Be right back. Okay, I'm back with you, and we'll just go through this turn as quickly as I possibly can. So, the activity here is Wirraway continues to try to find a way to break through just north of Tien Shui. I don't know if I'm even saying that right. He's trying to clear this whole area out south of Kung Chong, right? I don't know what he's trying to do up here at Lanchow. I don't see any activity towards that. He's just trying to break through here. And there's, okay, the line drive north of Chikyong has finally reached this hex. Now, I've already mentioned in the combat reporter segment that we have more AV heading into here. We know he has at least one full division here, possibly more. And then we have a conga line of additional Japanese troops coming in here. But they're about to get kind of tied up with these guys. I don't know what the outcome of this is going to be. I think the next few turns we'll start seeing what exactly is going to occur here. In Burma, the initiative seems to have shifted to the Allies here. They're definitely not letting up on their bombing raids here. All of the American and British and Dutch air power is focused on this one hex right now. Lots of sweeps, lots of bombers. I can't see what they're doing to the Japanese. The raw casualty numbers are low. But this turn, you saw it in the combat report, the Allies inflicted more casualties than the Japanese did on them. So maybe that's the tides are shifting a bit. It's going to be a really slow slog to get through here, though. And then you got to break through this hex, then this hex, and then you're in Rangoon. And you can bet that Wirraway will shift forces accordingly to take care of that. So this could take months to get back into Rangoon at this rate. But we'll watch it. Now, look at this. This is so brilliant. I'm so impressed with DesertWolf for finding this little jewel over here. But sure enough, his early warning radar system here has spotted something very important. Are you ready? You ready for this? Boom. The Kido Butai has been sighted. They are on the move. And looks like mini KB escorting, or a fraction of that, is also on the way. And we can also see there's ships all over the place out here, right? Look at all that stuff at Batavia. We got stuff over here at Kandari. We got some cruisers and such, south of Singapore. Just a lot of shipping activity that we can now see thanks to these Dutch pilots flying their PBYs, right? But now we have eyes on the Kido Butai. We know exactly where they're at and have an idea of which way they're going. They are heading through the Java Sea. Now, we're going to need to see where they go from there. So let's give it a couple turns. But if they continue going this way, we at least know they're on the move. And that means they could be going a couple different places. They could be going through this way to the Solomons, although I severely doubt it. And there's going to be search assets in place to catch them. My guess is that they're going to go maybe this way, right? And head out to probably the truck to fuel up and then into the Marshalls. So let's see how many hexes that would be, right? So they're right here. And if you draw a straight line distance to truck, for example, which is probably where they'd be going to refuel, it's 70 hexes. Now, it's not going to be a straight line because they're going to have to go around Borneo and go through these islands, but you know, it just gives you an idea. I still say 2 weeks before they're in combat if they're going to the Marshalls, but it's so brilliant to have these guys here, and now we have eyes on these guys, and we know that Kido Butai is on the move. I would have never thought to do this. I wrote this down. It's a good note. Okay, so this is probably a super important piece of information. All right, let's get an update on the convoys on the Allied side heading into this area of operations, right? We'll start at the top. We have these guys heading full speed for Kusai, still about to pass by Wake. We have this carrier task force here escorted by these guys here. I thought they were going to go over to Wake and bomb the crap out of it, but I'm guessing now that the Japanese don't really have any search assets here because nothing is sighted. Look at this. There is no detection level on anything. So that tells me that there's no recon or float planes operating out of Wake, because you can guarantee that these guys would have been spotted by now. 100% guarantee they'd be spotted, and they're not. So it looks like this task force will pass by Wake without being detected. Where these guys go from here, I have no idea. My guess is they're going to hook down this way at some point. Okay, looking a little bit further out, we have those guys that were at Johnston last turn, now heading into Tabatuea. We've got this troop convoy still heading to Macon, and it appears to have picked up some battleships here too. They're all going to Macon. These escort carriers are in Tarawa. The Saratoga and friends are actually pushing towards Guadalcanal. So this might be like a blocking thing, right? So these guys are going to move into position somewhere in here, I'm guessing, to intercept shipping coming out of the Solomons, to intercept the invasion of Nauru, which I think is still on. So if we take a look here, we've got the Nauru Assault Force loaded up and ready. We've got some additional Marine defense troops here. I don't know where they're going. And on top of that, it looks like we have our favorite guys. This is the Bombardment Task Force Extraordinaire, right? These guys are probably going to be going into Millie within a turn or two from Macon to start ripping this stuff up. Right, look at it. Look at the disposition of this. Heavy cruisers, destroyers, and destroyer minesweepers to go in there and just make sure that when the task force goes in, if there's any mines there, they can sweep them out. So I think next turn we're going to see a bombardment at Millie. We're going to see these carriers start taking a position around here. We're going to see these guys hook around maybe down somewhere through here to support the invasion here. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now. A lot of moving parts to this, guys. I may be missing some stuff here, so I'm doing the best I can to keep track of it all. The one last thing I do want to show you guys is whatever the heck this is down here. Look at this. We have some supplies coming in this way. We have these Australian units here and here. And we also got Douglas MacArthur all going to be meeting up in this hex right here. And this appears to be trending north into the Coral Sea. So it's your guess. Your guess is as good as mine where they're going. Is this an invasion of Guadalcanal? Is this an invasion of Port Moresby? I'm wondering if it might be Guadalcanal, because we have the carriers moving into position out here. So while I think these guys are primarily intended to support the Nauru invasion, maybe they're also going to be kind of like positioned here to split the difference and support both a Nauru invasion and an invasion of the Solomons somewhere. So this is definitely invasion. This is definitely going down. I just don't know where. So put your ideas in the comments where you think the Australians are going. It's definitely going to be somewhere in the Solomons. I just don't know where. And then let me know what you think about these carriers. What do you think they're going? What they're going to do? A lot of moving parts here, like I said. I'm doing my best to keep track of it all, but there's so many convoys out here and so many task forces that I might miss something. So I'll do my best to keep on top of that. But I hope you enjoyed this turn. I hope you enjoyed the new combat reporter reports that I'm putting out. And I'm really excited for the next turn here. I want to see what happens. I'll catch you guys on the next one.